How's it going, everyone? Man, this is interesting. It's very odd to do a like a solo live stream, but I've got my coffee going, and I've got something new going on tonight. So let me know if you guys enjoy it. But I've got some music playing, some stream beats, some lo-fi stream beats um, that are like not you can't copyright claim or whatever. They don't. It's like, yeah, what do they call it? Oh man, I'm butchering this already. Yeah, I'm blanking on the name, but hopefully there's like no copyright or anything. Um, so let's see here. So I'm just gonna go over just some of the stuff that. Oh, Chris, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for showing up, brother. I appreciate it. Um, if you got any comics that you picked up this week, definitely let me know. I'm just going to be going over some of the stuff that I picked up this week, some of the stuff I read last week, just kind of a little bit of everything. And I just kind of want to talk to you guys and see what everyone's been reading and picking up. But first on the list, I want to just give a shout out to Norm Macdonald, who, I honestly, unfortunately, I didn't really know him too well as a comedian or as an artist, but researching more about him and like learning more about what he did for the like comic community, like comedian community, he sounds like an incredible dude with a lot of character. And so, hey, Tugs, thank you so much for coming by. So good to see you. And I still need to watch Expendables. Don't hate me. But I promise it's on the list for sure. Once I like to. Oh, Chris, nice. Okay. Yeah, man, the 90s X-Men run, gotta love it. That's mostly like what I have up here, is a lot of 90s X-Men stuff. I know I'm terrible. I'm the worst. Oh, I know. Oh, cool, brother. Yeah. The Vegas meetup was so rad. That's actually how I met Tugs too. I had known her from some of the live streams, but I actually like met her in person there. And then I posted like a Vegas meetup video, and Gary from Nerdrotic posted on his Twitter and was like, "Hey, check this out." So I was ecstatic. So I met a lot of really cool people that way. Just by people seeing the video and saying, man, this seemed like it was a lot of fun. And then I got to know them that way. So, or I actually met them in person in Vegas. So, but yeah, but thank you guys so much for being here. Joe K, what's going on, brother? Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, so with Norm Macdonald, like I said, he seemed like a man with a lot of integrity, a lot of character, who was also hilarious. And like I said, I don't know too much about him, but I did want to give just a special shout out because I know a lot of people loved what he did for comedy. So, and his Jean Grey. Okay. Oh, tell me about your created character, man. Either DM me or send me some photos or something. Lord Thoth. Hail, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. But yes, Chris, definitely send me some art or tell me more about that character. That sounds rad, man. Anything that is based off of Jim Lee's art is going to be incredible. I think he was an inspiration to a lot of different people, and just what he did with. I mean, we wouldn't have had the X-Men animated series if it wasn't for the 90s X-Men run and the Chris Claremont X-Men run. Like, those were life-changing, at least for me. I don't know, but I know it's 6 o'clock for some people. It's 8 or 9 o'clock, but still got to get that coffee in. Perfect. Yep. Send them, DM me through Instagram. That would be awesome, man. Yeah, I'd love to see it. That'd be rad. And And the other thing that I was going to say was, other than kind of a little tribute to Norm, was yeah, I remember you have the Silver Surfer one, which is what I got right over meow. And those Jean Grey statues, whoo man, there's some custom ones that I've seen that are beautiful, but they range up into like the $2,000 to $3,000 range, and yeah, can't do it. But there's some beautiful, beautiful ones out there. The other thing that I was going to say is I don't really want to talk politics too much, but if you guys know me, I do live in California, and the recall did not go through. So we still have Governor Newsom, who is still reigning over his tyrannical empire here in California. Like I said, I'm not going to mention too much about it because I'm sure you can all see how just ecstatic I am from the opportunity and the chance that we had to change things. And we didn't. We decided to say, nah, we're good. Which was really upsetting. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. California is in a weird place, and it's only going to get worse. I'm assuming we're going to be locked down by November. Yeah, man, I wasn't too happy. Wasn't too happy. Probably on Instagram. Oh, that's cool. Visual arts and cartooning. Hell yeah, dude. Let me know if you've heard of the Adam Kubert, or the Kubert Society or Kubert College or University or something. I see that all the time in ads and comic books, and I've never actually looked into it, but it looks really cool because Adam Kubert was one of the greats, still is one of the greats. Will always be. So the fact that he's teaching people how to do this comic book artwork and this these beautiful figures and these beautiful cartoon panels, I think it's awesome. You're learning from a great, but to go to school for visual arts and cartooning, that is very cool. Did you go back east, West Coast? I don't know where are some good schools that you would recommend or that you had been to. All right, so now that we've gotten some of that out of the way, yeah, Kubert Family Arts. Yep, heard of it. Never been to that school though. I hear good things, my man. So basically, every Wednesday, local comic book shops come out with the new comics for that week. Normally, publishers will have a couple different titles. So like Marvel will have X-Men, Wolverine, Spider-Man, all these different titles. And they will release them. They'll release one Wolverine title per month. But in the meantime, there are other titles that they have coming out during the rest of the month. So each week you get a different title. So you won't get 4 Wolverine books in 1 month. I know, Thoth. LT, it breaks my heart, man. It really does. Wednesdays are so much fun for comic book collectors because it's kind of this new, it's like a Christmas Day feeling. But when your pull list is 2 comic books, 1 comic book, I know, I think, some guys were saying they pick up 1 book a month now, if that. It's tough as a comic book collector when you're used to going to the shop on Wednesdays, and seeing that stuff. And picking up your pull list, it's tough to not have that anymore. Easy on the wallet, though. A little bit easier on the wallet. It means you can pick up a few more back issues, which is pretty rad. Yeah, man. Well, School of Visual Arts. Oh, cool. Hell yeah. I don't know if I have, nor would I ever be able to pronounce that name. Mazzucchelli? Is that right? Maserati? I don't know. But that sounds cool, man. I've never actually heard of him before. But New York would be a place to go for the arts for sure. New York or LA. 33% what I used to be. Easily. Oh, easily. Yeah, some of the books that I'm going to show tonight, even the first ones that we're going to show, these are Kickstarter this is a Kickstarter campaign, you know, like these aren't even books that I picked up from my LCS, because so much of what I'm getting recently has just been like indie stuff, whether it's Kickstarter or Indiegogo, or like independent publishers who are distributing, not through Diamond, not through Penguin, or Penguin Random House. They're like distributing this shit on their own. They're doing it from their house type of thing. Yep. Little to no DC and Marvel anymore. Well, LT, you know, if it were DC, it would most likely be a Batman title. I really want to do a video on that, because I don't think I see a, like, in the wall of new comics that come out every week, there's not one week that I don't see at least 2 to 3 Batman titles. They've got like a Joker title, a Pennyworth, you know, Alfred Pennyworth title, your regular Batman title, your Detective Comics, all your Robin titles. Like, it's brutal. There's so many Batman titles, and really only 1 or 2 of them are decent, you know. Mazzucchelli. Mazzucchelli. Yeah, he's known for art for Batman Year One and Daredevil Reborn. Oh, hell yeah. Man, that is cool, dude. Okay. That is awesome. What an incredible experience to have him as a teacher, as kind of a mentor for you. My professors, yeah, Daredevil Born Again. Okay. My professors in college were absolute mentors. Like, it was a small school, so thankfully I was able to reach out to them if I needed to. And if I had questions and stuff, we would like meet up for coffee. Whereas some of these big state schools, it's tough, because if you have a question for your professor, it's like good luck trying to reach him, because there are thousands of other students in that class and you're just trying to breathe, you know? So, by the way, if you guys are in the chat and you can hear the stream beats, like the lo-fi beats, just the jazzy kind of chill beats, let me know if it's too loud or too low, if you can or can't hear it. I just don't want it to be overbearing or anything. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of have some beats in the background. Yeah, LT, that Daredevil run was so good. That Born Again, right? Oh, cool. Dude, that's what we need, is storytelling for comics, man. There's some brilliant artists out there, but we need some freaking writers. We need some people who are actually going to put forth the effort and the intellectual, like, morality to put some. Oh, cool. Thanks, LT. I'm glad to hear that sounds good. But yeah, man, we need some writers for sure. But Chris, I'm still interested in seeing your art, man, because when you find a good artist, you know what I mean? Like, for me as a comic book collector, and LT, I'm sure you can, you know, kind of speak to this as well. But if I find a good artist or a good writer, I follow the artist or writer. You know, maybe I'll pick up a Superman book or something. I'll follow a character. But if it's a writing team or an artist team, like, I'm following those guys no matter what character they cover. They could cover Polka Dot Man from Suicide Squad, and I'm going to make sure that I follow them because I like their work. Yeah, that's a great point. Life experience. Hit up soldiers, law enforcement, first responders that have been there. True heroes. Like yourself, LT. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were Air Force or Canadian military? Correct me if I'm wrong. But something like that. But yeah, man, someone with some. I remember. Excuse me. I was. What was I doing? I was watching a YouTube video last night, and they were talking about how there was a. Yeah, and myself as well. Got some military experience. Oh, cool. Instagram. Yeah, please do. I will absolutely follow that platform. Air Force now, RCMP. Hell yeah. Hail. Thank you for your service, man. There's actually, let me pull it up real quick. This Shepherd is a really interesting book that I picked up this week. from Coffee and a Comic, which was one of the last videos I did. And it's, man, I don't even know how to explain it. But as you guys can see on the cover, there are all these different like warriors, like historical warriors, that you've got Vikings, Trojans, Civil War, and then you have in the main one here more of the modern day warrior. Oh yeah, I do follow you on Instagram. If you have like a separate artist Instagram page, I was just saying, definitely see if you can send that link to me, or that I could follow it. But if not, then I'm already following you on Instagram, so perfect. But yeah, okay. I'm glad you heard about Shepherd. I would definitely give it a read, man. It has a lot of military jargon, which for some people is going to put it off. They're not going to like it as much. I did enjoy it. It definitely brought me back, because there are some, like, they're talking about, we've got this machine gun post in support by fire position for this platoon. And they're talking like tactics. They're talking about advancing and how they're clearing houses in Fallujah. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Chris. But it's very, very interesting. The concept of this is that there are three men that's a lineage. It's a grandfather, a father, and then a son. And they've all gone into the afterlife, or what they call the seam. And the seam is the place between earth, or the living, and heaven. And it is for kind of tormented souls that haven't come to peace with their life yet. And during that time, they're still trying to figure out where they are. They're still trying to heal. And so during that time, they are encountered by all these different warriors, but they are manifested in Marine Corps bodies, in Marine Corps uniforms in 2004 Fallujah, which was it was the second Battle of Fallujah. And so they see these Marines and they're fighting in Fallujah. It's really interesting because it's all happening within the seam, which is kind of this purgatory. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I need to read it again though, because there are some heavy concepts in there. I think that's discussing, the pain that you bring with you into the afterlife, or the pain that you bring with you from life and you carry it over. There's some concepts of, this father-son relationship. Hey, Ken, what's up, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. I met Ken on Instagram, I think through Frank over at Coffee and a Comic. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, man, thank you so much for joining and stopping by. We're just talking all things comics today. So yeah, feel free to say something in the chat if you see something that you like, or if you're picking up any books that you would recommend me reading, definitely let me know as well. But cool, man. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here. So thank you so much. So for anyone who is military, I think you will enjoy this. Even if you aren't military, I think you'll enjoy it. It's going to be much tougher to read, though. I will tell you that, because there is military jargon in there that is going to be. It's going to take a little bit to like kind of understand. Okay, what do they mean by skipper? Which is a little outdated. It's essentially your captain. Hey, Jace, what's up, brother? Hail! Thank you so much for stopping by. And Nerdporial Lifeform, what's up, man? Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I can't tell you. Oh my gosh, I'm being raided here. Man of War, the neighbor of the beast. Thank you so much for dropping by. LT, I would recommend it. Let's see. I do not have a link currently, but I can. Let's see here. Let me pull one up for you, LT, and see if I can drop it in the chat. But I'm going to. So I'm actually going to see if I can pull it up from, because I think Coffee and a Comic still has a few issues. And if that's the case, I might be able to, let's see here. Try that, LT. Jace, I'm doing well, man. It's funny because like, I still have this like, so I busted my lip open last week on the shooting of a music video, and I was riot police. Like my character was part of the riot police, and the shield just came back and nailed me in the face. And so I busted my lip open, and that was last week on like Wednesday or Thursday, and I am still like recovering from it. So I'm having a little bit of a problem trying to like talk. So if you can hear it, I apologize. But other than that, man, doing great. Picked up some awesome comics this week. Got to read a few of them before the stream. So I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing, Jace? What's going on with you, man? What looking forward to any comics? And if not, what about anything pop culture that you're looking into? Let's see. I know, right? It was brutal. Yeah, it was brutal. But LT, if you, I think I dropped the link in the chat. So if you can find it, let me know. And Man of War, if you've got some wound stories, bring it on. I'm sure you've got some gnarly ones. Tell me, actually, I want to hear some from any of your concerts, because I'm sure I've been pretty bloody after a concert too. So tell me some of those stories. I want to hear that. Let's see, Nerdporial. You know what? I never read the V for Vendetta comics. Yeah, the movie is brilliant, and I know a lot of people found the comics through that, kind of like how they did with, like, I know a lot of people when they saw Batman v Superman, which is an atrocious movie. Don't even get me started on that. But when a lot of people watched that, they went back to Frank Miller's Dark Knight and were like, "Whoa, this comic is way better than the film. Why didn't they adapt this, or why didn't they do it this way?" So I never really, the movie was so good, I felt like I didn't really even need the comic book. But I still do want to read it for sure. Oh, no way. Okay, yeah. I would love to hear those as well. There have been some close calls for injuries in the line of duty for sure, LT. Yeah, I could see the source material being a little bit different than the movie. Not so much as like what we're getting now. I mean, what we're getting now with our films, no one's even looking at source material. They don't even care anymore. Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay. Reading a lot of EU from a show and every other Sundays. Perfect. Okay. Well, I look forward to reading and or seeing some of your new stuff on the channel, man. Who's the interview with? I'd love to kind of see what you're doing over there. Especially, yeah, and on Sundays, that's perfect because everyone's kind of chilling at home. I think that's a good time. Let's see. Oh, bicep tendon surgery. Jeez, Man of War. I'm sorry to hear that. Jesus. Well, my prayers, brother. Please have a speedy and healthy recovery. Bicep tears are no fun. I almost had a pectoral tear, and I did tear my ACL. So that was brutal. Oh, Nerdporial, thank you so much, man. And also, Man of War, hopefully Ida is doing well over there. Hopefully you guys are staying strong with that beast of a storm. Oh, look who it is. 32 flavors. I'm going to have 32 flavors of coffee real quick. Give me 1 second. Nick, so good to see you, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Nick, what did you pick up this week? Was there anything that you saw that you got that you're looking for or that you were looking forward to? Frank Castle, the Punisher himself, is in the chat. All hail the Punisher. I was Frank. I was just talking about the Shepherd book. You were able to get me, and a couple guys were actually. We've got to Nick. Great seeing you, brother. Thank you. Hail. Not too late at all, man. We're just getting started. So thank you for showing up. But yeah, Frank, I was actually talking about, because we've got a few guys in the chat right now that are prior military, and I was telling them about the jargon, the military jargon, but also just kind of the cool concept of having these different warriors culminate, but be transformed into a Marine Corps image, that was kind of a twist that I wasn't seeing coming, because I was waiting for the whole time. I was like, okay, where are the Vikings? Where are the Trojans? Where are the, where are all these guys? And sure enough, it kind of comes later in the story. But I was telling them about it, and I would actually recommend it. Besides, everyone being a skipper, I thought it was pretty cool, man. I'm really interested to see what they do with this, where they go. Yes. Oh, Nick, Gods of Brutality and Blue and Gold #2. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, man. You're gonna have to let me know what you think of Gods of Brutality. Man of War, I don't know if you're a big comic guy, but Gods of Brutality, I feel like, is right up your alley. I don't have it on me right now, but if you guys are looking for just a fun, I think it's Black Caravan, like a Scout comic production. But if you guys are looking for a fun, turn your brain off, just like, I just want some toxic masculinity, definitely go check out Gods of Brutality. It is about a metalhead who sells his soul to the devil and realizes that he sells his soul to the devil in order to have fame and fortune and all this stuff, and realizes that that's not actually what he doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to sell his soul. So he prays to any god out there. He goes, any god that can help me, please save me in this situation. And the two that respond are Odin and Hercules, and they have to go save him from the depths of hell. It is so metal. It is awesome. Frank, Gods of Brutality is great. Let's see. Let me know, Nick. Let me know what you thought of Blue and Gold. I haven't read the second one, so LT, Gods of Brutality and Blue and Gold. Yeah, those have been great. Did that book? Gods of Brutality did not drop today. It came out a few weeks ago, but I'm sure you could find it. I actually haven't looked. I had it on Skipper, Raw. But I would definitely look into, I don't know if I'd say eBay, because they might crank that price up, Ken. So I'd see if maybe there are some local comic shops that have it. I had to put it on my pull list with my LCS. But yeah. Speaking of the Punisher, I have the comic of Archie. Archie meets the Punisher. That's wild. Interesting. I don't know if I've heard that one. Dude, yes. Great references to bands and songs. Chris, it is a really cool concept. Highly recommend. LT, Barbaric. Yes, I have only read issue 1, but I have 2 and 3. Oh, Frank, are you saying first issue of Barbaric? Or is that Gods of Brutality? I'm not sure. Ooh, Crow Comics. Okay. There is a Crow #1, I want to say, that, like, if you can even for a raw comic, like the Crow #1 is like thousands of dollars or hundreds. I forget. Okay. Gods of Brutality. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, if you guys need Gods of Brutality, or if you guys need Shepherd, I'm pretty sure Frank Castle over at Coffee and a Comic still has a few. I linked his website in the chat not too long ago. But if you guys need to find it, just go Google Coffee and a Comic. You'll find him. You shall find him. Oh, Nerdporial. Come on, man. This is like chill. It's like nice jazz music. It's nothing like, it's nothing too crazy. This is like hang out and talk about comics music, I feel like. Elevator music, you're killing me, man. I'm sorry that you feel like you're in an elevator. Um, but yeah, 32 flavors, Nick. The If you haven't like read the solicitation for Barbaric, it's essentially Conan with an axe, and the axe is fed by blood. So like he gets drunk off of the blood that he sheds and he drinks by this like Conan type character, like killing things. It is such a funny and cool concept. So LT, let me know what you think about this. But the only issue that I had with it was that it's so glorious and it is toxic as fudge. But yeah, LT, let me know what you think. I felt like there was too much modern culture language, if that makes sense. Like people are referencing like modern day type sayings. Like I half expected them to say like YOLO or I don't know. I'm finna about to drink this, this IPA, and I'm like, no, I don't think that doesn't work for this era, this comic. But I felt like it was a little too modern. Let's see. Jace, yeah, the Brandon Lee movies are fantastic. That Crow, that era of like vigilante movies was so good. Ted Wong, who is close friend, trained with Bruce Lee. That's super interesting, man. But yeah, love the Brandon Lee stuff. Oh, thanks, man. It is very chill, so I'm glad. It is from Stream Beats, and thankfully they are royalty free, so I will not get hit for that's what they say. So, yeah, okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one who kind of felt that a little bit, especially when they introduce like the female friend character. She starts taking over. I was a little worried because it started to get a little preachy there. But I think overall Barbaric has it has a good first strong 3 issues. So we'll see. Did they use the phrase "these ones"? I don't know. I'm not sure. Man of War. But yeah, Chris, definitely looking at God's Brutality. The colors are really cool. Yeah, Frank Frazetta-esque. It really is Nerdporial. Anytime I hear modern, I go, yep, all right, time for me to like not look into that anymore. Instant turn off, like you said. That axe is something else. That would be Nick. I wonder if Nick, if you're still in the chat, I wonder if we could do a Toxic Tuesday, not just for film, but maybe for some comic books, because there are some toxic comics that I think would be really fun to talk about. But that's a topic for a different day. I totally agree, Frank. Art and colors are super cool in Barbaric. So I just realized I haven't even we're 30 minutes in and I haven't even talked about any of the comics that I've picked up. So I'll start off with, because there were a few that I only picked up from the LCS this week. So Steph, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Man, you came by right just at the perfect time. We're going to talk about some toxic comic book covers. You're going to love it. Thank you for stopping by, Steph. You are awesome. And let's see, who did I miss? Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you. I don't know if this is directed at me. Let's see. Hey, man, let's do a stream one day. You are always welcome. Thank you, Jace. If that is for me, that would be super rad. So thank you so much. Yeah, we'll be in contact. We'll message for sure. Let's see. Yeah, but yeah, everyone say hi to Steph in the chat for stopping by my nerdy home. Thank you so much for coming by, Steph. I will say though, the last time you dropped into one of my live streams, you broke my heart because you called me out and you're trying to call me out for saying that I didn't have any hair or something. Does that ring a bell to you? Because I wear hats all the time. Oof, that hurt. That hurt. But I'll forgive you. Thank you for showing up and thank you for being in the chat. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee real quick. So let's see. Okay, cool. Sounds good, Jace. Yeah, I'm in, brother. You just let me know when, and I'm there. So thank you so much. But these two are from Merck Magazine, and this was a Kickstarter campaign or an Indiegogo campaign. I'm pretty sure it was Kickstarter. And if you guys know Comics Elite Comics, yeah, I know. It's been rough. It's been rough. It's coming back slowly but surely. I know, man. You guys are killing me. It's so brutal. I miss having the beard. For those of you who have facial hair, when you lose the beard, it's like losing a part of you. It's like losing your soul. It's brutal. So it'll be back soon. I promise. I do not plan on shaving it anytime soon. But so yeah, this is issue 2 of both Miss Meow and let's see, Miss Meow and Death Rage. And I picked these up. One of the artists on there and one of the, I guess, like editors is one of the guys from Comics Elite Comics. And you can find him like on Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. Dude, it really, anytime, and you've got a glorious handlebar. I mean, that thing attaches all the way through. It's fantastic, man. And yeah, you kind of take off years whenever you shave the facial hair. I don't know if I'd say a freshman in high school, maybe a freshman in college. I don't know. My Marines, whenever I was in the Marine Corps, all my Marines thought that I was like 35, and I was like, "Oh, come on, man! I don't look that old. I'm 28. That was brutal." Oh, the Colonel. Interesting. Really, I'm surprised that Mrs. Thoth, that Lady Thoth, was not into the beard, man. Ladies love facial hair. Jace, yep, saving the beard too. I think everyone. I think it's become culturally more of a like a, I don't know if it's like more of an attraction thing or what, or more of a masculine thing, but the facial hair has definitely prevailed in modern culture today. I know I just said I hate the word modern, but like, what else am I going to use in today's society or something? I don't know. But so these two, I haven't gotten a chance to read them yet, but it's a cool concept. Essentially, Merck Magazine, which is what they like publish off of. They write their comics like you're reading a magazine, so it looks like a magazine cover, and then they have like fake advertisements in there for like different, whether that's food or clothes or entertainment. And so instead of actual advertisements for like, oh, Pepsi or whatever, they'll make up some funny soda name and they have an advertisement in here. But the artwork is beautiful. The covers are fantastic. And you're getting some good quality stuff by supporting like an actual Kickstarter and not just going to some, picking up some random book and not really knowing what you're getting. So, oh, no way, man. That is, I would be highly interested to see those pictures. That is wild. Yeah, the covers are cool on these, Jace. Hey, Nerdporial, thank you so much for stopping by, man. Work on the next video. Halloween and Halloween 2. Ooh, nice. And I still need to check out your Raiders review, man. So I'm going to check that out soon here. And see you later, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you soon. All right. Then we have Runes number 1 and 2. So number 1 came out not too long ago, maybe like last month, I want to say. And Runes number 2 came out either last week or this week. But this is a Viking-esque, almost like Dark Knight type of storytelling. It's, let me pull these out real quick because the publisher, that's who it is. So it's Source Point Press. And Source Point Press is not very well known. I didn't even know of them until maybe 2 months ago when I actually found this title, Runes. I was looking on either League of Comic Book Geeks or like Lunar Press or Previews World, one of those, and I saw this cover. And since I'm a like massive Vikings fan, not the football team, but the actual lineage of Vikings, I was like, this looks incredible. So I started reading it, and it has not disappointed so far. I read issue 1 and 2 today, and I actually really liked them. If you guys are looking for more of an indie feel and a Viking story, definitely look into Source Point Press's Runes number 1 and 2. Number 3 will come out in October. So then this week we have Fight Girls number 3. Talk about another toxic cover. Each one of these covers has been really cool. I mean, you're gonna get some amazing female artistry here whenever you see Frank Cho drawing or doing any type of artwork. Let's see. Ooh, LT, I have Viking DNA. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I have a lot of the Viking-esque, white male in me. So that's why I absolutely love Viking culture. I think you would like Runes then. There's a lot of you have to do some of your research though, because there are a lot of different names and places and things that you would actually have to know from Viking historical times. So I actually had to Google some stuff and go, what the hell are they talking about? But it was really cool. We Do Not Kill, what is it? Yeah, We Don't Kill Spiders. It's in my little short box over here of books to read. But I also know that one is kind of set in that Bronze Age, not of comics, but Bronze Age of history, kind of Dark Ages time frame. So I'm really interested to read that one as well. Yeah, dude. Frank Cho has some incredible stuff. Oh, Jace, that's cool. Hell yeah, man. So you were a true Viking. Yeah, you're not even a fake oh, I have some Viking blood. You are straight Norwegian. That is cool, brother. So yeah, Frank Cho, Fight Girls. We're on issue number 3. This is from AWA Upshot, which is another kind of indie publisher. Ooh, yeah. Vikings and Beheadings. Hell yeah. Okay. I'll definitely check that out and read that soon. But I've really enjoyed the Fight Girls title. I picked it up on a whim because I loved the cover. There was a lot of colors and a beautiful woman on the cover. And I said, sure, why not? Sounds kind of interesting. And it is essentially a fight to the death of who will take the throne of this new world. And they take 10 women with 4 different challenges and see who is going to come out on top. But we see that one of the women in the story is not all that she's cracked up to be, or that she's kind of come into the competition with a little bit of hesitancy in the background because there might be some people pulling the strings, some immoral works of how she got into this competition and stuff. And so it's yeah, metalhead and Norwegian. Yeah, I think those two go hand in hand, man. I don't think you can have one without the other. Ken, thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, put the kiddos to bed. Thanks for stopping by though, man. You are awesome. I will see you on Instagram, or I'll see you here on YouTube next time. McLeod, right? Is that how you pronounce it? McLeod and McDonald from the Highlands, the Isle of Skye. I expect that there is a bit of Viking there for sure, man. Actually, in Runes, one of the this main Viking here, he gets shipwrecked in Scotland. And so that you'll kind of see how that plays out. But normally, I know the Vikings were more in Ireland and England territory, so it's kind of odd for him to be in Scotland on this one. But you know what? I'm interested. I'm here for it. So, but yeah, if you guys want true escapism and some beautiful artwork and some really wild concepts of like these women fighting different in different like scenarios or different what do you call it, like environments, definitely check out Fight Girls. It is a very cool I mean, all the covers are beautiful and just a really cool concept, really cool story. Okay, let's see. I gotta head out. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by, brother. Something came up. Great live stream. Thanks for having it on. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will definitely read that DM. I would, like I said, I'm super interested in seeing your art. So thanks for stopping by, brother. It was super cool of you to hang out and talk comics with us for a little bit. So, but I'll see you next time, man. Yeah, we'll talk in the DM. So I appreciate you stopping by. Let's see. Okay, so this one, I had made a video about it, I'd say a month ago, because I was interested to see what they were going to do with this title. This is basically the Warhammer 40K Sisters of Battle, and it came out a few weeks ago, like I said, but issue number 2 came out today, so I picked that one up today. And I didn't read issue 2, but I read issue 1, and here's the Games Workshop like variant cover, which is a classic 90s like throwback. And these covers, number 1, are incredible. I was not expecting the amount of detail and craftsmanship and just beauty in the type of color and just creativity with how they're doing these covers. So I'm really digging that. And then thankfully, I open it up, and sure enough, the interior art is just as beautiful. Like sometimes you'll get really nice covers and like really flashy like Alex Ross covers or something, and then you open it up and it's just garbage. You have no idea what you're looking at. It's all skeuomorphic and just off the beaten path. That is not the case with Sisters of Battle. So I was very, very surprised and relieved, honestly. I was thankfully, I was very grateful to see that they did not lack in the interior arts department, which was super rad. The story is very, is highly Games Workshop oriented. So if you don't really know too much about Warhammer 40K, or you don't know much about the factions of Chaos and the Emperor's Children, or the Sisters of Battle or whatnot, the Adeptus Sororitas, these are all or any of the Space Marine chapters, it's going to be a little bit hard to follow. Kind of like with Shepherd, you're getting a lot of military jargon, but for this one, it's like Warhammer 40K jargon. So I loved it though, because I'm a Warhammer 40K nerd, and so Space Marines in general are just super rad. So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, this is good. Like I said, I haven't read issue 2 yet, but looking forward to reading that, because issue number 1 did not disappoint, and they didn't pull the whole crap about they weren't doing any modern day like woke feminist propaganda like agenda stuff. It wasn't intersectional feminism. It was just straight. They didn't have to tell you how badass they were. They were just taking care of business, doing their job, doing their duty for the Emperor. And that's what the Sisters of Battle do in the Warhammer 40K like universe. Like they are up there with the best of the best, because they're like demon hunters and they slay these demons of chaos and stuff. And they like I said, they take care of business. Easy as that. Super cool. And it was better. It was well written to the point where I didn't feel that intersectional feminist agenda coming across that was like really inherent in a lot of other things that I've read. So it was cool to read that and not have that very prevalent in there. So the next one that I picked up, haven't read this one either. Most of these I actually unfortunately haven't read just because I picked them up not too long ago from the old comic shop. But like I said, just wanted to go through some of these. Nice House on the Lake, issue number 4. So James Tynion has already announced that he's not going to be on Batman anymore, but he's still going to do titles like Nice House on the Lake. I just don't know how long it's going to take him because I don't really know because it's a 12-issue series, which means it should just be a year. But now that he's on Substack, if you guys don't know, he moved to another independent, kind of writing company. I don't really know how that's going to work with him doing Department of Truth, House of Slaughter, Nice House on the Lake. Like, he's got so many out right now that I just don't know what that's going to look like. So we'll see. But Nice House on the Lake issue 3 was fantastic. The characters in here are unbearable. There are times where I am so in favor of the enemy or of the bad guy, if you will, for the comics, that I'm just like, yeah, I want all these characters to be taken out because they are insufferable to listen to. But I guess that's why like, you kind of root for the bad guys in horror movies sometimes. I don't know. Because that's what it feels like with Nice House on the Lake. But that's just me. I don't know. But it's written really, really well. Of course, it's James Tynion. So you're going to get some really good writing out of him. Let's see. Oh, what's up? Collect them all or die trying. What's up, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. Get your copy. Ice House on the Lake is good. Yes, it 100% is. It is really good. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the writing on it. The artwork is very kind of haunting. It has its, like, the artwork in itself has its own character. You know what I mean? So the artwork is very haunting, but the writing is really, for me, it's what does it. And of course, because like I said, James Tynion is doing well on that. Will be about the Comium. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's move on to Kanto 3, Lionhearted, issue 3. Kanto just got optioned for a film, I want to say, not a show. But this is the 3rd series in the Kanto realm in his universe. And the first 2 Kanto stories, the first one, Kanto, if only I had a heart, or if I only had a heart, something like that. So well done. Just simply told about it's a classic hero's story and a hero's journey. It is so cool. Kanto is a great series to pick up, and I'm really excited for this new one, Lionhearted. I haven't gotten a chance to read too much of it, but it'll be about the comedian. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to reading that for sure. Yeah, that'll be those are some definitely some interesting ones from James Tynion. All right. This is another one I've been collecting. I'm not a huge Star Wars fanatic. However, I do like the War of the Bounty Hunter series because I think it's a really interesting conversation starter and a super interesting topic. So I've been collecting that one. So that was another pickup for today. And then here are the 2 that I got that I'm really, you got to take time. You got to, like, for these ones, I feel like you have to take some time out of the day to, like, forget everything and just kind of read this at your own peril. Red Room. So Red Room is a horrifyingly haunting comic. The artwork is like, it's terrifyingly beautiful, if you will. I'm trying to think of another way to say it, but it really is. It is so dark and disturbing but the intensity of how Ed Piskor draws this thing and the detail in each one of these panels is incredible. I have been really intrigued by this whole series. It is dark, it is very disturbing, but there's something that just keeps me wanting to read more. And then here is the beautiful variant cover. This is the 1 in 10 homage cover to Spawn #1. I think, Frank, you had this on your live stream the other day. You pulled it up, and I think that thing sold out in like minutes. But yeah, this thing is brutal. Like you said, collect them all. It's hardcore, it's brutal, but in a weird way, it's beautiful. In like this demented kind of sick way. But I don't know. I just can't keep. I can't stop picking them up. I can't stop reading them. Oh, no worries, man. That's all right. Yeah, well, there are 2 Viking comics out right now. One called "We Don't Kill Spiders," or yeah, "We Don't Kill Spiders," and then another one that I have that I picked up today, called "Runes." So, if you're looking for some Viking comics, I would highly look into those 2 because they're pretty cool. So that was really the pickups for this week. And to kind of sum everything up, or to kind of finish things off, I'll go over some of the few ones that I read last week that are just kind of miscellaneous. This one is from Bad Idea, and this was Passive Aggressive. I actually I didn't mind this one. It was not what I was expecting whatsoever. I went in with kind of no expectations because Passive Aggressive, from Bad Idea, came out of nowhere. And I don't want to call it collect them all. It was banned in quite a few countries. Yeah, that Red Room is insane, man. It is not for the faint of heart. I will tell you that. And yet maybe it's just my own sick self, but yeah, it's wild. So, but it was banned. You're right, in a couple countries. So Passive Aggressive, what they did with Bad Idea, which is a new publishing company that's publishing their own stuff right now. Oh, what's up, man? In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. What is going on, man? Thank you so much for showing up. I am looking forward to watching some of your live streams on a couple of the builds that you've been doing. I've been meaning to get into some of my Warhammer figures, but like while I'm watching some of your streams, but I haven't gotten a chance to, man. So, but yeah, definitely looking forward to some of those. So thanks for stopping by. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm not a big gamer, Man of War, but I've heard that Valheim is quite the game. The home patch releases tomorrow. Okay. Huh. Well, let me know how that is. I know a lot of people are complaining about the new release for, I want to say, God of War, which is the fat Thor that they just introduced into the Viking culture, or into the Viking age. And a lot of people are saying, that's not Thor. He doesn't look like that. But other people are saying, oh no, that's how he should look. That's how the stories have always told him in Norse mythology, blah, blah. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big gamer, so I wish I could talk more on the subject, but that's all right. So with Passive Aggressive, they did something where there are 2 different issues of the same comic book, but they're told from 2 different perspectives because there are 2 main characters in this. One comic is passive, and then the other comic is aggressive. And they launched the passive comic, on the West Coast, and they launched the aggressive comic on the East Coast. And so you could only pick up one or the other. And if you wanted the other one, you had to send in like a mail ballot or something to retrieve it. But it was kind of an interesting way to do that. because like I said, you're only reading this comic from one point of view, and then you see the other point of view, um, where I guess the other comic would come into play. So I would be super interested to read it, but I just don't have the money to, because now they're on eBay for twice the price or whatever, 3 times the price. So, but wasn't really expecting anything from that, and it turned out to be super cool. So that one was good. Here was the Fight Girls that I was talking about. This is issue number 2 that I read last week. Man, these covers are just fire, and the way that Frank Cho draws his females is absolutely beautiful. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. And the last one I will end with, because it is nearly a perfect comic book. Nearly. I'd give it like a 9.6 out of 10. It is so good. Echolans issue number 1. And the interesting thing about this one is it reads sideways. I'd love to do like an individual video for this one, because it is just so unique and beautiful, but it reads horizontally, not vertically, I guess. So you don't open it up like this way. But the artwork and the story is so creative. I was having like a creative overload. It was just absolutely beautiful, and I was just trying to make sense of it all. I had to read it like 2 or 3 times through, because I was just so stunned by the story, by the artwork. Dude, Frank, 9.7. Yeah, I'd say 9.6, 9.7 easily, like no doubt. First time reading, I was like, this is a 10 out of 10 comic. And then I read it again, I was like, you know what, maybe 9.6, 9.7. But yeah, if anyone in the chat is interested in Echolans, it is such a creative, interesting comic. Definitely go check it out on Coffee and a Comics website if he still has some. And collect them all. Yeah, we were actually talking about Barbaric a little bit earlier in the stream. Yeah, man, that thing is brutal. I love that one. I think I've read issue 1 and 2 right now. I'm still, I need to read issue 3. I have it in my short box here. But, I mean, how can you get anything better than an axe that gets drunk off of the blood that he drinks from his enemies? Like, that is so rad. Ooh, Frank, you got 50 of them left? Okay, maybe I'll have to come by and pick up another copy for myself. Like a reading copy, and then maybe a copy just to keep or grade or something. But man, I want this to, like, I could see this in like a hardbound, beautiful, like oversized graphic novel or omnibus or something like that. Just, I'm so stoked for this series. It really is incredible. I really don't have anything else to say. I'm speechless with Echolans. It was just that good. It was just so cool. So I'm interested to see where it goes. And the wild thing is, like, let's see. Yeah, $4.99. So I'm looking at the back and I go, all right, how much is this? It's on a glossy, beautiful, like cardstock type material. All the pages aren't flimsy. They look amazing. The spine is like flawless. Everything on here is great quality, great, beautiful inks and colors and all that stuff. Great quality comic. $4.99. Marvel, DC, where are you guys at, bro? Where are you guys at? As Crystalia would say, "What you doing? What you doing, Marvel and DC? Why can't you make a book that is $3.99, $4.99 when you're putting out garbage material?" Like, I get books from Marvel that are torn up. They are ripped to shreds. The spine has ticks on them. The pages are flimsy, and they're $6, $7 for some of these, like, larger issues, or maybe there's a team up issue or something, or a crisis event going on, and you're paying $8. Or if you're DC, you have like your main story, and then Brightest Day. No, no way. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting me know. I had no idea. That is awesome. Well, now I gotta plan on doing another video. How cool. And Brightest Day, hey, congrats to you for hitting the big 300. That is a good number, my friend. And I was glad to stop by the stream. I loved the concept of you reading through 300, the comic, and then watching, having a watch party. I thought that was so cool, man. So I really liked that stream. But what was I going to say? Echolans. I was going to talk about Echo. Oh, I was going to say about DC. So with DC, you get your main story at the front, and then you get like one or two backstories that don't really have anything to do with the main story, but they might be like a different character or a different plot or subplot or something. And it makes this huge, thick comic that you're like, listen, I'm just reading this for the main story. I just need the 24 pages of the main story. Just give me that. I don't need this back stuff, whatever. It's not that great. But DC can charge, $7, $8 for just a normal issue that you'd pick up. You go into the store, you're a 12-year-old kid, you're like, yeah, I want to read Batman. Sure. I'll pick up just a single issue. Yeah, that should be fine. What, $3, $4? Nope. We're talking $8 to $9 for one of those dumb books. And I'm like, dude, how are you guys going to try and sell this stuff? Because you can only, if you make your regular titles, your regular Batman titles, like $8, you can only go up from there. So then you're making it harder for people to purchase that comic book, because now if you want to make a cardstock comic or something, it's now going to be $10. Or, I'm over exaggerating, but in the next few years here, we may see that. And yet Echolans from Image can produce a better story, better artwork on better stock, cardstock, better production quality for $4.99. I am sold every single time. I'm in. I'm going to advocate the Echolans till I'm out of breath, which I kind of am a little bit. Let's see. Collect them all. I mentioned that all comics now should come standard with cardstock quality, or at least make the variant cardstock for $1 more. So that's a great point, brother. I think DC is doing the variant cardstock for $1 more. However, I do agree with you that the standard for comics now should be cardstock. If they can produce a cardstock comic book, or just or maybe like a gloss, kind of like this is more of a gloss, or I don't know what you'd really call it. I'm not in the Dunder Mifflin paper industry. I'm not sure. But if you look at these and you go, so why are they able to produce these, at that cost? But yeah, I don't know. But I see what you're saying, collect them all. Yeah, I think standard would be cardstock quality across the board. And then if you have a variant, still have that cardstock. I don't know about the $1 more though. LT, thank you so much, man. Hey, a big 200. I am all about it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, Brightest Day, LT, thank you guys so much. All right, so 200. Now I got to hit 3, right? Now I got to catch up to Zach from Brightest Day and hit that 300. Lord Thoth, but yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. I don't know if you're collect them all. Are you laughing because it's a joke at how much these comic books are? Or are you laughing because I'm making a joke out of myself? I'm not sure, but either way, it's all good and fun. I'm glad that you're laughing, man. And like I said, thank you for stopping by. I watched that video, and I believe it's you and your daughter. You guys are hilarious, man. You guys are so much fun. I really enjoy the chemistry that you guys have, and you guys talking about these books. It's a lot of fun to watch. So, Captain, what? Is it possible to retcon Doomsday Clock? You know what? With the next I'm sure DC will do another Crisis event, and then they'll call it they won't call it Rebirth. They'll call it Reboot or something, because before that it was like New 52, then it was Rebirth, and then they'll probably come up with another one that will retcon Doomsday Clock. I was just talking to a friend of mine today at the comic shop, and we were talking about how Doomsday Clock took way longer to tell that story. Like if it were done with, because it was 12 issues, so if they did it within the year and they just produced each issue each month, boom, done. That year they had Doomsday Clock, go on to the next. I think more people would have bought it, and I think more people would have been really interested in it. Rough Girl, thank you so much for stopping by. What's up? Thank you. Good to see you. We are about an hour and 10 into the stream, but I appreciate you swinging by and coming to say hi. So yeah, Captain What, I appreciate you stopping by as well, brother. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before, so if you're new here, welcome. This is just something I would love to do on Wednesday nights. If you guys enjoy this, or if this, yeah, Rough Girl in the flesh, you are so welcome here, Rough Girl. So good to see you. And Doomsday Clock is garbage, and I hope it gets retcon. Man, you're serious about that. So I would have to reread it, because I remember reading it the first time, not really getting a lot out of it. So I would have to reread it and look into that a little bit more, because that's the thing. It was kind of not really memorable. So I don't know. Yeah, if something's not memorable, if it's retcon, it really wouldn't matter, right? Because I don't even remember what happened in it. So maybe I agree with you, man. But like I said, Captain What, thank you for showing up. Like I said, if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. And because I'd love to do this Wednesday nights and hang out with you guys and just talk comics, because I think it's just a lot of fun. The last thing I was going to do, let's see. I'm going to bring this bad boy up real quick. So I saw this on Twitter today, and since we're talking comics, if you guys know who Robert Venditti is, he did a Hawkman, like I want to say it was a 12-issue mini or a 10-issue, something like that. I forget. I got to look into it more. Oh, thanks, Frank. Def do this every Wednesday or Thursday. That would be rad. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I know you got to head out, brother, but thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the 200, and I will see you next time, man. It was good seeing you. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, that's weird. I'm sorry you didn't get a notification, Rough Girl. I'll have to look into that. Shoot. Okay. I'll definitely look into that. I don't know if that's a YouTube thing or if that's maybe just because I have a smaller channel. But yeah, I'll have to do some research on that. But thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Watchmen is pretty awesome, and I can see why it would be a disgrace to that franchise. You know what I mean? To those characters and to that story. So yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that was such a bummer. And if it does get retconned, hey, even better. I know they're retconning a lot of stuff right now, so I don't think you're far away from having them retcon that whole thing. So you might be in luck. Okay, Rough Girl, thank you so much. Fix your notifications as well. And I will do that on my end and see if there's anything that I'm missing as well. So, but yeah, if you guys have heard of Robert Venditti, he is an incredible writer. Nick from Nick Weiser, 32 Flavors Nick Weiser, he and I talk about him all the time. He is a fantastic, fantastic writer, and everything he does, really. He did that Hawkman title I was just mentioning, and he also did Tankers from Bad Idea, and he's incredible. And so he's doing a Krypton series, it looks like. He says, telling stories within the Superman mythology is always a gift, and this is no exception. Beginning December 7th, I almost said 2nd, but December 7th, World of Krypton will hit the shelves. I am stoked for this. And normally I really wouldn't be. Because normally I'd say leave Krypton alone, leave Superman alone. Let's not try and delve into that. But because it's Robert Venditti, I'm here for it. I'm all about it. So I'm really looking forward to this title. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it early. I think it's going to be a good one. So if that's the case, I'm crossing my fingers on this one and hoping that it's going to be good, because I'm a huge Superman nerd, huge Superman fan, and would love to see this title do well. So, but other than that, I think that's all I've got for us tonight, guys. We went through a good portion of these, so I'm super stoked that we got to talk about a lot of these and had some good conversations. Let me know if you guys would like to see this every Wednesday night, just kind of like I said, a chill hangout stream. Yes, Rough Girl, right? That artwork is incredible. Yeah. So this is not the 12-inch. This is the 25-inch. This is the 1/4 scale Thor from Sideshow. He is massive. So yeah, 25 inches from the base of his statue to the top of the hammer. Same thing with Silver Surfer over here. They're both 25 inches tall. But they're both from Sideshow, and both beautiful, beautiful works of art. Hell yeah, it's cool. Collect them all. Tankers #3 by Bad Idea. This comic is just bone shred. Yes, a whole lot of ammo, like a Saturday morning cartoon that's irresponsibly over budget. Dude, that is a perfect way to describe Tankers. I had so much fun reading Tankers. It was like gruesome and brutal and gritty and like action packed, because you've got these like G.I. Joe type, but like G.I. Joe meets Transformers, because you've got these big mech machines and dinosaurs, and it is such a cool concept, and it's so creative and beautiful. Like the art in those are fantastic as well. So but yeah, bone shredding destruction, reckless use of industrial machinery, and a whole lot of ammo. If you're into Bad Idea, I think you probably have already seen this one, Monster Kill Squad. Holy crap, man. Same type of, like, I get the same vibes from Monster Kill Squad that I did from Tankers. I am so down for Monster Kill Squad, and the art on that one is beautiful as well. Yes, sir. The Venom. Here, let me see. Can I move this? I'm going to move this over here, if you guys can still hear me that way. But yeah, the Venom, he's all lit up by my blue light. Yeah, that Venom bust is huge, as Orange Man Bad would say, huge. He is massive. He's, other than old Superman over here, Soups is 1/3 scale. So Soups is like, he's got to be 40 something inch. I mean, he's twice the size of Thor, Silver Surfer, and Venom. However, Venom is like, he's kind of a centerpiece though, because he is just so menacing. Up close and personal, there's even like the paint job of his teeth and like the drool around his tongue. Wild, man. Missed a seat now. I went to Venom opening with Tom Hardy. No way. That is cool, Rough Girl. What an awesome experience. Dang. That is super rad. Thank you for sharing that. Unfortunately, I was never a huge fan of the Venom film. Here, let me see it. I'll move it like right here so you guys can see everything. I was never really a huge fan of the Venom film, but his comic books are something to behold. I even have one of his comics right behind me here. And right when, like, back in the 80s, when he was really starting to get that gritty look to him, Neurotic saw the pic. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm sure Gary got a kick out of that. I'm sure he loved it. But yeah, even though the movie was fine, it was just more of a fun kind of action flick. What a cool experience that you got to go with him and be with Tom Hardy. Man, that is super cool. Let's see. So going back kind of to what I was saying earlier, though, I'm hoping that this can be like a Wednesday night thing. If you guys are looking to see that from this channel or see that from me in general, please let me know either in the comments or in the chat. I would love to do something like that. Just hey, grab a cup of coffee, grab some dinner. I'll put on some chill music. We'll read some comic books. We'll talk about some comic books, and we'll just hang out and we'll talk. And I think that would be just such a fun environment. So if that's something that you guys would look forward to, I would uh, greatly appreciate you letting me know. Tom Hardy messes with the interviewers all the time. He's a funny dude. Oh, does he? Huh. Well, Zach's welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. And I did not know that about Tom Hardy. That's pretty funny. I'm sure because when you have that many interviews, they've got to get like exhausting. You know what I mean? They've got to get a little tiring at times, especially with being a star like that for a new film that's coming out. People probably ask the same questions, or maybe their questions are not that great. So you kind of have to. I'm sure he probably finds joy in bringing a little bit of fun to that interview. Let's see. Cool. Let's do it. If you know what you're reading, let us know. I'll buy it. Yeah, absolutely, Rough Girl. If you watch the replay of this, you can always put it on like 2x speed and just breeze through it, and just watch it that way. But yeah, I talked about all the ones that I have been reading. Let's see, the ones that I picked up this week, the ones that I picked up last week, and then some of the ones that I've been reading over the past month. So this was just a good haul for the stream. But yeah, I would love to do that with you guys. I think it'd be fun because then we can both, I can mention stuff, you guys can mention stuff, and we can both kind of bump ideas off of each other and see what sticks. Maybe this story has been really good for some, and this story hasn't, or maybe you guys can recommend something to me that I haven't read before. So, or vice versa. Like I said, this Echolans one. Whew, if anyone is not reading Echolans, that's a travesty. That needs to be next on your list, Echolans. But I'm going to head out. We're almost at the hour and 30 mark. Zach's, I do collect mostly individual statues. I tried doing the action figure thing. So I have, of course I had to get our girl Gina. She is beautiful. So I had to get like stuff like that. I really enjoy like the little, figures like that are still in the box or whatnot. Randy Wilson, thank you for joining, man. Congrats on the 200. Thank you so much. What comics did you enjoy reading back in the good old days? That is a good question. In the good old days, I don't know, man. What would you consider the good old days? I'm 28 years old, so my good old days were like 90s comics. So I'm thinking 90s X-Men, Spawn, Witchblade, The Darkness, maybe some Avengers stuff, and then some early 2000s. So like Thor by Jason Aaron. That was like an early 2000s book that was brilliant. I think they're doing the new movie based off of that, or some of it. So I was reading those ones. Some early 2000s like Captain America, Winter Soldier stuff. Ooh, yeah, those are fire. Those are fantastic. So I'd say that's kind of like good old days, I guess. But the real good old days are like 70s, 80s. Like if I could read those exclusively, I would totally be fine with that. Like classic Silver Surfer, classic X-Men, Wolverine. Those would be Green Lantern. LT, you know about that Silver Age Green Lantern. Whew, that was some good stuff. Where Hal Jordan reigned as king. But yeah, Randy Wilson, thank you for stopping by, man. That's probably what I'd say. What are you reading, man? What would you let's see. I'm from the previous era, 70s. Okay, 80s. early 90s. All right. What are some books that you would recommend, or some things that you would say that were like your golden era, or your like good old days? Or are there any titles or any characters that you were reading that you would recommend, either myself or the chat? I'd love to hear those. But Zach's, back to your question, man. I do mostly the individual statues. I think the reason why is because they are like um, they are iconic pieces. They are like artwork almost. Um, I can't keep track of like how many. Like if you look at Gary from Nerdrotic, there's so many of his figures that I'm like overwhelmed, and I would lose them, or I would drop them, or I would, there are just so many. And I love his room trumps everyone else's room by far. His room is the best room ever. However, um, with the amount of action figures, I would get lost and I would get like way too overwhelmed. So I think the individual statues, it really is a talking point and like a piece of art, more so than just a ton of different figures that you can kind of get lost in. Whereas I can see the detail in Superman, or I can like physically be like intimidated by my Venom over here, just because of like its size and its stature. So the statues for me are really more of a talking piece, and more of a thing of artwork. But like I said, if you look at Gary's room, that's what I was going to say, a statement piece. Statues, I feel like, are more of a statement piece. Like they are big, they're bold, they pack a story, they pack a punch behind it. Each one has a very specific meaning. But you could say that the same thing with action figures, man. Especially with Hot Toys. Each one of those Hot Toys has like something that is specifically meaningful to that person. And so I don't know. I think either way, you can't go wrong. Whether it's action figures, statues, even miniatures, like Warhammer miniatures, I have those as well that I collect and put together. But yeah, aren't the Ginas cool? And the great thing about them is like, that they're rare, because I can't find them anywhere. And if you do find them, they're like price gouged. They're like hundreds of dollars. So the Ginas are really fun to have. Let's see. Randy Wilson. I believe a great book for everyone is Weapon X by. Ooh, yep. I highly recommend. Halo Jones. Took my years to collect. Worth it, but unfinished. Interesting. Halo Jones. Rough Girl. Yep. Green Lantern archives are awesome. So if you look over here, Randy, this framed piece, these are all the Weapon X titles. So I bought the Weapon X titles back like mid 2000s because I was obsessed. I love that series, like you said, from Barry Windsor Smith. So good, really gritty. The artwork is fantastic. There's not a bad cover in that series, because it's it's like Marvel Presents Weapon X. It wasn't an actual Wolverine title yet, I don't think. So but that Marvel Presents Weapon X was just such a statement. And they had this beautiful artwork, these beautiful covers, and the story was this haunting, chilling, dark legacy of a man who had been broken by this evil corporation. Like, dude, Weapon X is seriously, I agree. Weapon X is something everyone should pick up and read, whether that's in trade or single issue format. I personally went with the single issues, and then I bought the omnibus later. But yeah, no way. Oh, that's cool. Bought that off the newsstand, boy. Those newsstands are insane to find, and especially in high grade. But that is cool, Randy. Thank you for sharing that, brother. But Halo Jones, my man, I have never heard of that. So I'm really, I'm going to type that in right now, and I'm going to put it Halo Jones. You said Alan Moore, right? Let's take a look. The Ballad of Halo Jones. Hey, man, I'm in. I'm going to check it out. Thank you for your recommendation, brother. That sounds really cool. Let's see. Collect them all. Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, and Starlin's Infinity Gauntlet. There's so many crossovers for this event. Quasar, yeah, man. Dude, Nova, Adam Warlock. Holy crap. Jim Starlin's Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, that whole era was so good. And definitely the height of like Silver Surfer, at least what I picture him to be. Like 70s Silver Surfer, where he had his first title, was beautiful. And then the Jim Starlin era was fantastic as well. The Gilkman, what's up, man? Hail, thank you so much for stopping by, brother. It was so cool seeing you at Vegas. I'm so sorry we didn't get to like actually talk more and hang out. But guys, go check out Gilkman over at his YouTube channel. If you have your link, man, go ahead and drop it in the chat. But he is one of the reasons why this fellowship is the way it is. Like his sincerity, his genuine nature, his authenticity, dude. Thank you so much for being all of those things. And yes, yeah, next time for sure, I will make sure to go out of my way and shake your hand and meet you, and we will have a drink, my friend. Because yeah, you have been a huge pleasure to be around with this fellowship, and everyone can't say nicer things about you. And that is something that's really cool. Captain What, dude? I hate Marvel so much they made superheroes and comic books into a childish joke. Oh my god, you're speaking my language, man. They seriously, with comic books, not just comic books, but like their movies now. The trailer for Hawkeye was it was a freaking joke. I mean, what are we doing here? Are we actually talking about superheroes? Are we actually talking about verisimilitude, the realism of what these characters bring to a story? Or are we talking about jokey jokes? We're just going to talk about jokes. We're going to have a funny, guys. We're going to make a funny in this script. Dude, Captain What? I couldn't agree with you more. They're ruining something that we've been very serious and something that we've loved for a long time. And it's a joke. Yeah, MCU is a mistake. It's unfortunate, but I agree. I would say right around like Infinity War, they peaked, and then from that it's been all downhill. They went off the rails with Captain Marvel. They couldn't provide in Endgame, and then after that with Black Widow and everything, it's just been garbage, absolute garbage. I've stopped watching. Let's see. Halo Jones is a sci-fi epic about a young woman's life in the future. The journey begins when she decides to leave the slums and venture out into the unknown. Dude, Randy Wilson coming in hot with a cool sci-fi epic. I am all about science fiction, man. Anything space related, anything like Space Odyssey, sci-fi, I am here for it. So cool. I'm really looking forward to reading that. Thank you, Randy. Rough Girl remembers Gilkman from Vegas, the one and only Gilkman. How could you not? He was like towering over everyone. I didn't realize how tall you were, Gilk. Let's see. Yep, talked about that. Let's see. You have to step outside of Marvel and read what they had prior to. I'm reading Preacher. Ooh, yeah, Preacher's a hot one. Rough Girl, I heard they butchered the series. I never watched the actual series, but I heard that wasn't too great, unfortunately. But yeah, every now and then you got to step outside of Marvel and read some indies. Most of my comics today that we talked about earlier in the stream, they were mostly indies, not a lot of Marvel stuff. Zax, yeah, definitely look into Halo Jones. I'm gonna look that one up. Apparently, FX has butchered Y the Last Man. At this point, man, I wouldn't. I'm not surprised. It's like that GIF from or that scene from Arrested Development where he's like, I don't know what I was expecting. It's kind of that meme now. Do you want your name to be on the list to retcon Doomsday Clock? Are you making Captain What? Are you making like a petition or something? Or like you writing a letter or something to Marvel? I don't know. Yeah, let me know. You can always DM me on Instagram or something, but I have to look in if you're actually like making a petition or something. I would just want to make sure I'm signing up for the right thing before I, sign off on anything. So I hope that's all right. Um, Randy, a Hawkeye film should be the Hunted meets Bond, serious and action packed, personal. Absolutely, Hawkeye is much more of a character driven story. He's not your Thor who's going to be punching giant gods out of the sky and stuff. Hawkeye is a gritty, like surface level, boots on the ground type of film or comic book. And Gary said it, I think it was in his live stream the other day, but it should be brutal. Like it should be rated R because he's using arrows. So if that's really what he's using to take out these people, they should be like, there should be arrows through dudes like shoulder blades and popping arms off and through heads and stuff. Like Hawkeye should be brutal. So I don't know, but yeah, so I agree with you there that the Hawkeye film should be much more serious and realistic. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Gilkman, I think the MCU is still strong. But yes, Black Widow was not good. I, you know, Gilkman, I thank you for the comment, man. So my whole thing is I'll look into probably Spider-Man, and if Spider-Man still doesn't provide what we as fans are looking for, I think I'm out. Oh, cool. Awesome. But I like Shang-Chi and I'm excited for No Way Home and I'm really enjoying What If and love Loki. Wow. Okay. I'm super surprised that you say that, Gilkman. I'm looking forward to No Way Home. I'm with you there. What If, the first 2 episodes I stopped after that. But Loki, I'm really surprised you like Loki, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm super glad that you are enjoying this because that's what I want, right? Like that's what I want for people who are enjoying the MCU. I want them to watch this stuff because it helps our industry, it helps the comic book world, it helps the community, this fellowship. If we get good stuff, good movies, like we can talk for hours about that. That's way more fun than bashing this stuff. So Gilkman, I'm super glad to hear that you are enjoying this because a lot of people aren't. Unfortunately, I'm one of them. I really can't stand this stuff. So thank you for saying that though, man, because I love these different opinions. I think it's good. Captain What? Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, man. Just send me a DM if you're making a petition. And I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, but if you're serious, yeah, I'll have to look into it before I sign anything. Just for clarity's sake, I guess. Rough Girl, I'm doing a video on the skydiving aspect of terminal velocity. Whoa. I know it's falling from the sky in a geometric way. How cool. I'm so hey, I'm here for it. I will watch that. That sounds super cool. Okay, you need people's names for a petition. All right. Oh, you're doing it for Black Widow. Oh my God, that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Because yeah, that scene where she's falling out of the sky and she lands on her feet. I mean, come on. There's no way. No way. And I know that there has to be some sort of superhero level of whatever because it's a Marvel movie. But we could talk about it another time. But how cool! What a cool way to talk about Black Widow and talk about things falling at terminal velocity. That sounds rad. Yeah, the new Moon Knight show is going to suck. I haven't even really given it any thought, man, honestly. Heavy Metal Mag was my source of comics. Oh, interesting. And DC had the Teen Titans and Vertigo. So DC, when they did Teen Titans, that was groundbreaking. That was like the X-Men of DC. You know what I mean? Because like you had these new heroes, this new team of people that everyone was really excited to read and get invested into. So I'm all about the Teen Titans. But Heavy Metal has kind of turned into, I don't know about Heavy Metal anymore, man. Let's see. The Sandman universe. They're going to butcher that one too, though. They're going to make a live action. And that thing is going to be, it's going to be brutal. But yes, the Sandman universe is brilliant. It is definitely artwork for sure. Gilkman, I agree. Yep, matter of taste and how one likes these films for sure, man. They should have made an R-rated Moon Knight standalone show on HBO. That would have been really interesting, especially because Moon Knight has this kind of he has this, not a mental disability or mental disorder, but he has these haunting images and past visions of these Egyptian gods. If I'm not mistaken, I don't really follow Moon Knight too much, but I have read a few of his issues, and so he has this kind of dark, deep backstory and history with these Egyptian gods that you could play into. That would be dark. That would be good for an R rating, but who knows? You never really grew up with comics. I read a few Spider-Man comics, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Batman. Really super invested in the comics. Hey, that's all right, man. That's totally fine. I don't think people have to be invested in comics like at the age of, since they were born or whatever. There's nothing wrong with getting into comics later, or maybe not even reading comics, but just enjoying the movies. I think what happens is when people start being like fake geeks, when they're like, I've read comics all my life, and they've never read a single issue before, or they're saying like, we're pulling from the source material, we know everything about this, and they've never read a comic before. That's where I have an issue, because I don't think it's right for them to start calling themselves comic book readers or fans of this material without them actually having the experience of reading and being enveloped in that world. You know what I mean? So, but that's cool, Gilkman. I'm glad that you were able to read some of that stuff though, because there's some beautiful, really well done stories back in the old days. Captain What? HBO Watchmen is a love letter to Watchmen. Interesting. I've heard otherwise, Captain What. If you follow Nerdrotic, Gary from Nerdrotic, he is very anti-HBO Watchmen. He cannot stand that series. I never watched it, but yeah, that's an interesting take, man. I haven't heard that before, but thank you. Black Widow from the movies isn't right. Black Widow is like 96 years old. She's enhanced human in the comics. Yeah, I mean, she has the super serum, right? Superhero serum? I don't know. I never really followed Black Widow. Collect them all. So you don't like the adaptation of Marvel Comics into live action. I loved the first Avengers. When I read Avengers as a comic and then I saw it on the big screen, I was watching a comic book come to life. Iron Man, Captain America, even the Captain America Winter Soldier. These were comic books that were put onto the silver screen. And then they started to veer away from what the books really were. They started to veer away from the passion, from the love of what these were in the first place. And I think that's where they lost their footing. And you could see it. There was no passion. They were just producing. It was just like, hey, we need this money. We need this IP. We need this character. They didn't actually care for what they were putting out anymore. And you could tell, like, the scripts were just generic. So I don't know if I would say I don't necessarily like the adaptation of Marvel Comics into live action. I don't like what they've done recently with their adaptation. And in some cases, I wouldn't even call it an adaptation, man, because they aren't adapting anything. They're just making their own way. They're making their own path. They're not caring about any of the source material. They don't adapt crap. They're just like hands up in the air. We're just going to do what we want, and that's where I get really upset. Let's see who else. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up on a few of these. For me, it's enjoyment of the films. I enjoy the characters in the MCU because they have flaws. They're heroes. They give me inspiration. Absolutely, man. And that's what I think a good movie should do, right? Is give you guys inspiration, give us inspiration. And I don't know. I really love, let's see. I enjoy the characters in the MCU because they have flaws. They're heroes, so they give me inspiration. Yeah, the when you see a character that has flaws, you can you can kind of relate to them and you can kind of understand where they're coming from. And so when you see that, like you said, it does give you that inspiration. So I love that, man. I think that's a great way to put it, is that you enjoy these films because of these heroes and these characters give you that type of inspiration. Let's see. I'm gonna have to bow out here in just a second. It must be hard to adapt some characters, especially ones we came accustomed to in the comics. Change them to fit this headline. Yeah, it is. So my thing with that is that comics are they are they're a visual medium, right? You know, they give you, like, if you look at the movie making process, they have the panels laid out for them. Like, the director gives these if you look at the Lord of the Rings, like, behind the scenes footage, when Peter Jackson is creating the film, he's doing these little comic books, if you will, that gives him a play-by-play analysis of how he wants each shot and how that's going to look. So for a visual medium of comic books, you already have that in the comic right there. You've got everything you need. So when you say it must be hard to adapt some characters, I definitely think it's difficult to portray characteristics, and, like, if maybe you have like an actor who isn't right for the role or something, it's tough to portray that. But as far as costumes, colors, like the feel, the mood, I think because of those comic books, you should be able to portray that to a degree where that fan is able to immerse themselves in that film. You know what I mean? Because if you have a visual medium from the book, you can adapt that to the movie. And if people feel like they're reading that comic book or watching that comic book on the movie screen, then you've done your job. You know, if you feel like you are watching a comic book come to life, I think that's what people want to see. The MCU characters are so overly perfect and dumb. They're so uninspired. I think. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Has won a lot of Emmy awards for the best show of 2019. Interesting. Yeah, I did not know that, man. Well, I am going to sign off, guys. It has almost been 2 hours on here, but I cannot tell you how much I appreciate y'all sticking through with me and staying till the end. And also just swinging by, even if you were just here for a little bit. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi and listening. Like I said, I'd love to do this every Wednesday. I think it'd be a lot of fun to just talk about some of the comics that came out on Wednesday for that new comic book day. And then, you know, what else we're reading or what else we're getting into. So, but if you guys liked what you saw, definitely leave a like on this video. And yeah, apparently I hit 200 subs during the live stream. So super cool. I can't thank you guys enough. And I will see you guys in the next live stream. So thank you so much. I'm going to sign off for the night. Enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy y'all's weekend. Take care.